Welcome back to the Caregiver Minute, where every weekday family and professional caregivers gather to refine their skills, gain inspiration, and prepare to serve. Today, I want to talk to you about goals, specifically a stretch goal. To illustrate what a stretch goal is, I want to tell you about an experience that I had as I was growing up. You see, when I was 7 years old, I started taking piano lessons. And at first, everything about it was magical, even to the shiny covers on the method books that my teacher gave me. I was excited to go home and practice each little aspect of my lesson and come back the next week prepared to show off that I had mastered that thing. Now, occasionally, my mom would bring me just a little bit early. And it was right at the time that my piano teacher's teenage son was practicing his piano lessons. As I sat and listened, I started to get more and more discouraged because I was not playing anything like him. I wanted to play the music that he was playing. And I was nowhere near capable of that. But pretty soon, my lesson materials seemed so dull in comparison to what he was doing that I found myself a little frustrated. So I took matters into my own hands. My mom, who had been playing the piano a lot longer than I had some more advanced sheet music at home. And so I went through it and I picked a couple of songs that I wanted to learn. And I started stretching. I started really trying to teach myself those songs. I didn't share that with my teacher. And I didn't share it with the next teacher that I had after her. And I had a third teacher that I didn't share it with. It wasn't until I got to high school and I started studying with the retired head of the piano department from Boise State University that I talked about a particular Beethoven sonata that I really wanted to be able to play at that time, but I felt it was out of reach. He expressed so much confidence in me, though, and he said, I know that that's a really hard piece, and it is way beyond where you are right now. But I believe you can do it. If you and I work together, if I help you refine your technique, and if you promise that you'll practice a couple hours every day, I know you can do it. Well, he was right. In fact, in the end, I wound up winning a piano competition by playing that particular piece of music. In the process, I learned something really important about the goals that we set for ourselves. I found that by learning that piece of music, everything that was just a step or two below it became a lot easier. Compositions that I would have had to struggle with for weeks to be able to gain mastery over suddenly didn't challenge me as much. I had developed so much more capacity by learning that really hard piece that many other things seemed easier than they otherwise would have. There's value in having a stretch goal. Now, if everything that we're trying to pursue in life stretches us to the nth degree, and it takes so much time and energy and effort that we just feel deflated every time we turn around, then I think stretch goals can work against us. But along with having plenty of realistic, more easily attainable goals that can keep us on track and keep us progressing in the short run, I think it's valuable to have one or two goals that require a long-term commitment and really stretch us. Goals that, if achieved, will move us to such an entirely different level in our capacity that we will never look back. We will never be the same. Whether we're talking about our work as family and professional caregivers or other things in our lives, we all have opportunities where we could stretch. And I invite you to consider what stretch goals you may already be pursuing, or which stretch goals you might incorporate into your life. I think it's also valuable to look at ways that life itself may be stretching you far beyond what you think you're capable of. If you reframe those difficult situations as a stretch goal, a stretch opportunity, a chance to move beyond what you think you're capable of, it's easier not to resent some of the really hard experiences that come to us in life. I'm confident that if you'll take a few moments today to consider how you could incorporate stretch goals or reframing stretching situations in your life and making them into goals that you're working to conquer, that it will give you a newfound perspective on your own growth and your progress in life. And that's exciting. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for another episode of the Caregiver Minute.